It's 10 a.m. Your shop is busy. It's crawling with customers. They're queuing at the line. They're waiting to check out. There is no internet. So you can't even use your point of sale system because why? Your point of sale system requires internet to run. Or even worse, there's a power outage. You can't use the whole computer. I'm about to introduce you to a solution. It's called Cartly. A point of sale system that we built here at Squarely. And if you stick around with me, I'll show you how you can actually use a mobile phone to sell even when there is a power outage. So you will never get stuck again. All right, so the example that I want us to go through today is that of a liquor store example. If I log out right now, you will see that there is liquor store branding. It's called HSA Liquor. That's our example brand for today. This is the logo, and as you can see, there is also the banner image in the background. So the Cartly can be customized and can be branded according to how you want it. So you can have your own banner and you can have your own logo. Now let us log in. Let us log in real quick here. Right, so when we're logged in, you'll be brought to the dashboard. The dashboard has it has shortcuts to different sectors of the application. So we can make a new sale right away, we can manage clients, we can manage inventory. But the first thing that you're gonna want to do, I'll talk about these later. The first thing you're gonna want to do is you're going to have to open your shift. So you can think of this as the morning or whatever time your business opens its shift. So we're going to open with a float, of course, and we're going to say that we are opening with a float of 10,000. Open shift. Now you can see open since 1914, which is the time right now. All right. Now here you can see there is a menu, and if we expand it, you can see the full menu. Now you do have light and dark mode. So if you're working during the day, you can be operating with light mode, and if you're working during the night, you can operate with this. So you have comfort at every moment of the day. Now let's go to the point of sale, and as you can see, we are immediately presented with our items. Now we have point of sale class, inventory, expenses, reports, users, rows, and settings. I'm going to touch on each one of them later, but let's first collapse that for a minute. Now if you expand this, you'll actually see your categories. Now these are the categories. This is where your items are. These are the search. So here's where you search for an item, here's where you search for a client, here's where you search for a staff user. I'll show you this later. This is retail mode, this is wholesale mode. So as you can see, if I switch it, the prices do change. So you can have retail sale prices, and you can also have wholesale sell prices. And here is where you can generate your discount codes, but we will touch on that a bit later as well. Now here you can see you have your cart. Right now the cart is empty, but I'll show you, we will see that, right? So as you click on your categories right here, you can see that you can see the items in each category. So if I just wanted to focus on beers, for example, I can look at beers. If I wanted red wines, now of course we are going to a liquor store example, but you can use this Cartly POS system for any type of shop, even if you're selling hardware, or you are selling a general shop, or you're a supermarket somewhere, you can do it, right? And I'll show you how. Now let's close this now for a minute. Let's say we just want to search for an item. Smirnoff. I get Smirnoff Guaranacan. So our search is working, and don't worry, you don't have to click around, you don't have to use your keyboard. You can actually, with this application, you can use a barcode scanner, and what that will do is you connect your barcode scanner, and instead of selling using searching items by hand and clicking them and throwing them in here, you will actually be using a barcode scanner. So you scan and immediately it goes into the cart as so. Now notice when you click on an item, it does go into the cart. You can increase the quantity, or you can just click multiple times to increase the quantity. I have Snap, I have Red Bull, I have Snap, and I have Heineken bottle. I see the gross profit per order, right? I see the total, the total of the order, and I see the gross profit that I'll be earning in that order. Now if I check out, I do have I can put quick cash if I just want to deal with one payment method. If I'm just dealing with one payment method, I can put quick cash, and if it's cash, I'll just put cash. If it's M-Pesa, I'll have to put a code there. If it's PDQ, I can put the authorization code right there. But if I'm just dealing with cash, I can just put cash, add payment, paid in full. If I have a discount code, this is where I would apply it. complete sale. So the moment I complete sale, it brings up my printer options. This is how the receipt looks like, and of course you're going to print it. Now you will hear my printer in the background. Of course, I'll show you how that printout looks like in a while. But you can see here we also have another option, send SMS receipt. So you can actually have a completely paperless workflow with SMS receipts. You're selling on a mobile phone, and of which I will show you how you can be selling on a mobile phone later on. You don't have you're not reliant on a computer. You're not reliant if the power goes out and you cannot use any computer, you can just send SMS receipts right here. So here you just put the customer's mobile number and they get the receipt on the other side. Now here, if I want to reprint receipt, maybe for some reason the other one did not print, I can come here and reprint the receipt again, so it will bring up the same printer options. Now let's go to a new sale. If I come here now, I can see the sale that I've just made. Here's the sale that I've just made. I can see the items. Here are the items, so I can see the payments made. So I've just made a cash payment on that, and if I wanted to void it, of course, if I had the right to void, I can void the sale. Now that is just a quick touch up on the point of sale system. Here we can sell for, you can actually sell on credit. So if you do accept credit terms, you can sell on credit. So for example, if you want to sell to a client, of course you have to register the client first of all, and you can have wholesale clients, retail clients. Now if you've registered a client, you can click on them. If they're a wholesale client, then your prices automatically become wholesale prices, and then from there on you can sell to them using those wholesale prices. Now if I now go ahead and create an order for this client, I can actually just sell to this client, and it's going to be a credit sale. You can see I did not put any payment options right there. Payment not available, but it is a credit sale, so it goes into their credit account. Next time you search for that client, you'll see the balance that they have, the current running balance that they have. So you can track their credit. In case your shop is busy, you're going to be heavily limited if you can only sell to one person. But that's not the case here, because guess what? If this person has not completed their payment, I can just suspend that cart and continue selling to a different client. If that client has not paid, I can just suspend, continue selling to a different client. So I can really sell to as many clients as I can right here. And if I wanted to go back to the first client sale, if I wanted to go back to the second client sale, and so on and so forth. Yes, if I wanted to clear these, I just cancel them. Or if I recall, then I can complete them. Maybe the person has completed payment, so I can just complete that and complete the sale. Of course, I can choose not to print it at all. New sale. Right, so far we've made quite some sales right there. Now if I go back to my dashboard, then I can see the shift report. So this is an X report. It's a midday shift report. So you have two reports. You have your X report and you have your Z report. Your X report is your midday shift report. That will show you how things are going on. But you also have your X report. So when you come here and you close a shift, then you'll be able to print your X report right there. And this is also printable as well, so I can actually print this too, as you can see. Now, so I have my clients here, and if I wanted to register a client, I'll just add a new client right there. You can see this is ABC Restaurant, the client we've just sold them to, and we can see their running balance as at now, and we can see that they're a wholesale client, and we also have retail clients here. If your shop accepts that, then you can actually also sell to retail clients. Then we can record the payment of this client right here. So if they come back and pay later, then I can just come here, and if they pay with cash or M-Pesa, if they just send me an M-Pesa, then I can add that payment and record payment. Then it prints me this client receipt. So this is what I can send them to say, hey, you now have no balance with us. So it shows you what their remaining balance is as at now. And of course you can see their statements. So if I wanted to see the statement of a client, I can of course see the statement. So if I come here and now view the statement, I can see they're remaining with zero balance. Now if I go to my inventory management, this is where my inventory is. So this is a list of my items. I can of course search by name or also search by barcode. So if you have a barcode scanner right there handy with you, then you can just search with your barcode scanner. Now I have my categories here, I have my stock. So here's where you will receive stock into your system. So if I come here and I select let's say Coca-Cola, and then I want to receive Coca-Cola from them, I want to receive in pieces. Maybe I've received 50 of them at unit cost. So how much? Maybe I've received it at 31 bob. Then the total becomes that, and I can save that GRN. So this is now a goods received note that I've just received from Coca-Cola, and I can print that as well and attach it into my invoice. And as you can see here, it goes into here. I also have my wastage items. So if something were to, let's say, expire, then I can record that expiration, and that one will actually delete from stock. As you can see, this is stock 81. But if I come here and record one as wastage, so I can say it is now damaged or it has expired, then I can come and save that. That's how I'm going to record a wastage. So then if I submit it, then a manager will have to approve it and post it. So a manager can reject that wastage record or post it. If I post it, then that actually deducts the stock, and if I view the items, then I can see the reason why. Reconciliation, that's exactly what it sounds like. So it is a way for you to align your stocks. If for some reason system stocks don't match with your physical stock, you can appoint someone who we can give the right to reconcile stock, and they can be able to do that on your system. Now here's where you register suppliers. If I have a new supplier, I just register them there, their name, their phone, and then I can be able to receive stock from them. Now, if I come here to expenses, there are daily expenses that occur as you move on with your business. There are transport costs, there are staff meals, there are all kinds of expenses. And here we have expense categories, of which we can add new categories always. Expenses. So maybe if I'm recording at today, maybe I'm recording a office supplies expense, and like I said, this is a stationary expense, and I can say maybe I spent 150. Then I can record that expense and actually its payment. So I can record that expense and its payment and complete that. And then that's going to add into the list of expenses. So stationary 150. And if I come here to reports, so I can see for a given period of time, I can actually see how much my expenses have compounded. So if I come here and I put that in, I generate that, then I can generate a report of how much my expenses have compounded. So I can see which category is eating up a lot of my money. Right. If I moving on. Yeah. So if I come here to sell reports, then of course I have that date and time inputs to set. I have here my active shift. So this is the shift that we just opened with a float of 10,000. If I view the report, then I'm just viewing an X report. For these closed shifts, it tells you which one had an excess and which one had a short. Of course, you also need that information. So it shows you the gross profit of that shift, the total revenue, if you had any discounts applied, the floats that you opened with, how much was expected, the variance from what you actually closed with, and then the sales right here is going to list the sales, and of course you can print that as well. Now if I come to stock movement, then I can actually see my stock sheet. So if I come here and I put the current shift of today, then I can actually see, oh, all right, so Heineken I've just sold 4. So this is 4 sold. Balozi, I've just recorded 1 wastage. For those people who have been paying attention, the sales that we've made. We've also sold the Desperado. We've sold Red Bull 11 pieces, and we've sold Tusker Can. Now there is the one that we received. It's Coca-Cola. Yeah. So these ones are actually arranged by their categories. So if I just collapse all of these other categories, then I can go to the category that I want to see. So Coca-Cola, if you remember, we've just received 50 pieces from the supplier Coca-Cola, the distributor. So that is included there. So we opened with 236, we received 50. If we had sold any, it would be here. If there are any returns, then void returns would be here. Losses, corrections, if we made any reconciliations, and the number that we close with. So I can view this per shift, or I can view this in a per period of time. And of course I can print it, and it does print beautifully too. Now of course we won't print that in our receipt, but we print that in a PDF printer, and then we will be able to see it much bigger right there. Beautiful, isn't it? If I close that, then I can continue. I can see my item movement, I can see my sale orders, so I can see the sales that I've made. If there are any voids that I made, then those voided sales will be here, and it will also record who voided them. If I had any discounts, they'll be there too. And of course for the SMS, so for the SMS receipts, we can of course view the SMS receipts that we sent, whether they were delivered or not. This is how an SMS receipt looks like. By the way, this is what your customers will be receiving in the SMS if you do send them an SMS receipt. Now we can also come to the users. This is our users. These are all the users that we have, and of course we can edit them. We can view their statement if they were sold for anything. We also have our roles, so everything in this system is kept by a right. So there are certain rights to the system, and you can choose who to give what right. So for the cashier, we've given them the right to make sales, to view reports, to record expenses, and to draft wastage reports. So that's what they can do. For the super admin, they can do all these things. For the manager, they can do a lot of things, but not as much as the super admin. And of course you can create new roles if you have a storekeeper, if you have an accountant, if you have all of those. So you can create your own customized roles and give them your own customized rights over there. And of course we have the settings, so ignore this because the machine settings is something that will be initialized at install time. Some of the things that help the system to work. And of course here we have your currency, we have your stock management. So will you allow negative stock sales? If you check that, then it will be allowed. You have your branding settings, so what type of, how do you want to view your system, right? You have a secondary color, you have a primary color, you have your font. You can really customize a lot in this platform. You can customize your business name right there, your display name. So if your business name is different from your trading name, then you can put it there, your email, your business phone. And these things you can also define whether or not you want them to appear in your receipts. You have your logo, so you can put your logo in your receipts. And of course you also saw that the logo was appearing in those receipts that you are printing. And you have the banner that we saw during the login. Now here's how you do. And of course you can also adjust the size of your logo in your letterheads. You can adjust the size of your business name or the font in your letterheads. So you can really customize a lot in this platform in the way of branding. Now, one thing that I haven't talked about yet is that this system can work offline. So all this time I've been connected to the internet. Now if I remove the internet, then I am now offline, and the system will tell us so. So we are now offline. But no worries, the system still works. So now if I come here and I can select my beers, you can see everything still works. I can continue and make a sale, and I'm making a sale offline. So check out, add payment. We can have actually multiple payment methods. So if the client gave you 1,000 in cash and they paid the rest with M-Pesa, you can always have that. Add payment. Now we have cash and M-Pesa. Complete sale. Reprint. Now this is the printout. Let's put receipt printer. Of course you can see the logo as it were appearing, and of course you can see this is a sale that we are making completely offline, so you really do not have to worry about internet. Of course you can't send SMSs. That SMSs do require that you be online, but printing receipts to an ordinary printer, you of course can do that offline. Now these are all things that we have done offline, and of course we have our sale that we've just made offline there. You can sell to clients offline. You are not limited to doing it. You can do everything that you need to do for your shop. Even when you're offline, you can sell to your clients. You can search for items. You can view your reports. You can sell to retail, wholesale, all of that good thing. So you never have to worry. You can view your clients, and this is offline. You can view your items, and this is offline. You can view your categories. You can receive stock while you're offline. Reconciliations. You can you can add expenses. You can record expenses while you're offline. You can view your reports while you're offline. So these are the reports. See, we just view these reports and we are still offline. Stock movement. So even my stock sheet, I can view it offline. So I can view all this offline. So it does not matter whether I'm online or offline. But you'll notice something here. It says pending sync. So we are offline right now, right? So we've just made a sale, and that sale includes payment methods. It includes the receipt. It includes the amount. It includes the report. It includes the ledgers. So when you make a sale offline, then those records are going to be marked as pending sync. Now, the moment that you go back online, then all of those records are going to sync offline. They're going to sync online to the online server. So then you will never really lose any data. See, pending sync 7. Now we just came online. So now if I come here, I can see that we are now online. And if I come here, everything works as normal. And if I come back here, pending sync 0. So all of those, that sale that we just made while we were offline, it has just synced. So you can have two computers and they're selling simultaneously, even though they're both offline. The moment they all come online, then everything is going to be reconciled because everything is going to sync to the online server. That's how that works. And of course, I can view my report. Here's every sale that I've made. You can see the sale that we just made offline. There it is. So everything checks out. You can view, you can make sales, you can do a lot of things when you're offline. And of course you have your light modes and your dark modes. So you can use the system wherever you are. And of course this works on a mobile phone too, and I'm about to show you that as well. Right, so I'm on the phone right now and you can see this is my phone. Check this out. So here's my application right here, Cartly. So it's actually a mobile application and you can see I'm even loading it offline, but let me connect to my internet first a bit. But you can see it loads offline too on the phone, right? So let me move my head right there and let's see. So you can see this how it looks on the phone. The menu that we saw earlier on my computer. This is it. So, and I can continue selling as usual. So if my electricity is out and hey, I for some reason, I don't have a generator, then I can just continue selling. I don't have to depend on a computer to sell to my customers. So right there, now I have my categories as it were in the computer, right? They're just arranged differently. So here I have my beers, Red Bull, the same items that we had in the same cart. So here's that cart. If I want to sell, right, check out, right, I can actually do the same thing that I was doing. So I can put 1,000 as cash. Now it remains 400. I can put 400 as M-Pesa, and I can put the code right there, right? So that's the code, and then add payment, fully paid, complete sale. Now, since my phone is not connected to a printer, I have send SMS receipt, and that is where I can actually come put in my number right there, and then send. You can see that's an SMS receipt that I've sent to myself, and I'm going to show how that looks later on. Now, you can see I have access to everything. I can still search for an item. So Smirnoff, right there. There we go, Smirnoff. You can see my SMS receipt just got in. I'll show you how that looks like. Right, I can still search for clients. I have access to exactly the same system that I was using on my computer, but now it's on my phone, so I can use it on the go anywhere that I am. So I have clients right here. You can see I have clients, the same clients that I had. I have inventory, so the same items that I had, right? The same items that I had. I have expenses, so I can still record expenses. This is the one that I had just recorded. Reports, so I have my reports right here. I can still see. So here I said 16th. Check this out. I have my active ship. I can see my report, and I can see the sale that I just made using the phone. Check that out. Now on the phone I can print it as a PDF. Let me see. Let's see how that comes out. So you can see this is a beautiful report on PDF that you just printed, right? So you can see the system is fully operational even on a mobile phone, right? Even I can see the stock sheet from here, and I can come and print it. So if I put the current shift, I can come and print it, right? So I'm literally working with the system on my mobile phone. I'm not, you don't have to be stuck anymore. It's 2026. Right, you can see how that works. And if I disconnect my internet, I've just disconnected my internet. So you can see the app says that I'm offline, but guess what? I can still sell even when I'm offline on my mobile phone. So there is no excuse to not selling to your customers anymore. Check that out, right? Wonderful. Check out wonderful quick cash and pesa. Wonderful complete sale. Now we can't send SMSs offline, of course, but the sale is still recorded on the system, and you can see that that now it says pending sync 5. Yeah, the moment that I go back online, I'm going to see that it's going to sync all of those sales automatically. So now I have 0 pending sync. So you can see when I was offline, I still could make a sale, but now when I go back online, they're synced to the online. So now I can access that sale that I just made on the phone with this with the same system on my laptop, when the lights come back. That's how wonderful it is. And of course I have my light mode and dark mode. So yeah, there is no excuse anymore. You can sell using your phone. This is the SMS receipt right here. You can see how it looks like. So it comes with your business name, and it comes with any other business information that you've got, who sold it, the receipt number, the items, the subtotal, the card, the payment breakdown. Yeah, so this is an SMS receipt that you can send to your clients, when you're selling from your mobile phone and you have electricity. So that's it. That's the 26 way. Yeah.